Praise the Lord, everyone. Thank you for tuning in with Dr. Leisha, the preacher. Okay. this is the month of May. So Mother's Day should be sometime this month. Yeah, I don't know the exact day, but sometime this month on a Sunday. Which causes me to reflect on my mothering, you know. Early on my journey, I was a proud mom. I mean, like, I was just so proud. I mean, like, I felt like I did motherhood the right way. I was in church, got married, you know, went to college. And then when I believed that Most High asked me to have a child because it was not my intention to have children. It wasn't my intention. I had made it that far in life without having children. And even though I was married, it wasn't my plan to have children. But one day during my marriage, early on in the marriage, I was married a little over a year. I was married at age 20. I'm 55 now. I'm divorced. I served 32 years of legal marriage. But I was a proud mom. Most High Himself asked me to have a child while I was married as a young woman. And I went to my husband. We fasted and prayed about it. I just wanted to, have the confirmation from the husband and all. And received that confirmation, and I didn't see my next period. And while I was pregnant, I did a lot of research on being a mom. That one older white man, Dr. Was it Brazelton or something like that? Oh, I watched him. I watched just binge watched him. What every baby knows. Because, here I am, this is my time to be a mother, you know. And I was just so proud and happy. And, even though during my entire pregnancy back in 1991, my husband was pulled out of college during our last year. It was our senior year. During our last semester, I think it was like during the month of January or something like that, December, January. I think we had just taken the exams. Yeah, the final exams of winter. But anyway, and then he was called to active duty. He was like a Marine Reserve called to active duty. And the day that I had to drive him to the bus to be driven off for 8 months, which missed the entire pregnancy, was the same day before we, you know, took him to the bus. We ran by a clinic to confirm that I was pregnant, and I was pregnant. With our first child. And then he was gone to war, desert storm. But I was watching Dr. Brazelton, and learning how to be a good mom and how to communicate to the children, respect that they have minds and, purposes of their own by God, and how I am to facilitate it. Now, I'm in church and learning this stuff at church too, of course. But here's someone that's, teaching parenting from TV, and, I could take notes and, look at the examples of that he gave, with families on his show and stuff. And, I just felt real confident about being a mom. So with the second child, I didn't wait for God to ask me, I asked him. I'm like, I want to do this again. But what happened was my body, my physical body actually was craving to be pregnant. The first time God did, I had no thought, desire, need, or anything. But the second time, my physical body had like this deep, deep need to be pregnant. I didn't even have words for it. So Miss Most High allowed it. He allowed it, and I was so happy. It took a couple months. But anyway, long story short, over time, I ended up divorced from the first marriage, and then I had a second marriage. And over time, during the second marriage, my parenting skills became extremely challenged to the point where, even though my kids are grown, the youngest that I raised a total of four children. The youngest is like 26. And I can admit that even though I did a lot of really good, cool mom stuff, I mean, like really good stuff, guys. I have a long list and I've shared all that stuff on other videos. But just as much as I was a good mom, I was equally the amount of bad mom, too. I was a bad mom. And now that the kids are all grown and I'm growner, I'm divorced and I have no desire to marry again, ever, ever again. No desire. I think I'm too old, number one. I mean, I'm not saying that other people are too old, not other people, just me. I served 32 years already, guys. I already put in 32 years. And after 32 years of being the best, basically stay at home wife and mom I could possibly be, and being the best mom that I could possibly be, I still fell short. Both husbands left me for other women and married them. Anyway, my children love me, but none of them really like me. You know what I mean? They love me. Come on. They love me. I'm their mother. I was a bad mom, but I still gave them a good life. They still all graduated from high school. A couple of them went to college. Um, a couple graduated from college. They all were athletes of their own right. A couple were star athletes. You know, one, I mean, they had a lot of good. But then I look at them and I'm disappointed in myself because I was a bad mom. They should be much further along had I not made a lot of bad choices, had I not been weak, had I not been foolish. I'm only talking about me. I'm not saying that these men were not wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm focusing on me. Click like, subscribe, hit the notification button, share the video, please. Thank you. So, this is not going to be a long video or anything. And I'm not going to go into great detail about, just how bad of a mom I was. I have other videos that, spell it out clearly. You know, I stayed in bad marriages where I was pretty much a pick Leisha. My name's Leisha, so I just say pick Leisha. I was pretty much a pick Leisha. Um, you know, not the preference, just someone they settled for it until they could be who be with who they really wanted to be with. So that's pretty much overall what happened. I spent 32 years legally married, though both marriages, I was their first wife, both times, which is important to me, you know, which is my preference. They may have a preference on the type of women they want, white women or whatever, but I have a preference to how my marriage is set up and designed for generational wealth. My preference is on those lines, you know. Now, yeah, I like dark skinned black men. Yeah, I do. But I don't make long term life decisions solely on the complexion of a person. I don't. I don't make lifetime, uh, long term life decisions based on, stuff like that. You know, they just catch my eye faster, you know. And then I really believe in our tribal inheritance and commitments by Most High. I believe in that. So, again, um, my own mistakes, my own misjudgments, my own foolishness, my own decisions positioned me to be a bad mother. My husbands were positioned to be, successful men, able to go off and marry the next best thing. But I've been left behind to bear all the burdens of failed marriages as a stay at home wife and mom. And I put myself here to be functioning way below my abilities, my capabilities, my capacity. I'm functioning way below my education. Out of obedience to Most High, number one. And because I believe in marriage, I believed in family, and I gave it all I got for 32 years, even though it didn't really benefit me. And the world is not set up for it to be fair for the first wife. Everything's set up for the man to run off with his new woman. But that's okay. I'm the one that volunteered for it. I agreed to it. I signed up for it. So I just have to wipe my tears and eat it and pray for my daughters, pray for my grandchildren under this system that pressures women to perform at her best, 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 and end up really with nothing in the end. All in the name of preference and skin tones and colorism and racism and all of that. And then I also just realized that I'm just a bad mother. No matter the fact that the men are gone with their next women, and I'm still here raising the kids and grandkids with a lot less resources than they have. But I accept the fact that I put myself here out of foolishness. I understand that. I accept it. And I thank the Lord for my breath. I thank the Lord for my kids. I thank the Lord for my grandkids. I thank the Lord that my bills got paid last month and that we ate. You know, I'm thankful anyway. We're not fancy. We in the hood. We doing the best we can. And I'm not complaining. I'm just putting together a theory, a biblical based theory called the eternal deficit of mankind. We owe Most High for not being fruitful and multiplying and for destroying our families and acting like it's no big deal. We act like we're entitled to ruin families. We're entitled to throw away a family for a preference. We're entitled to it. And I'm one of those foolish women who let herself and her kids get dragged through the mud so a man can have his preference. And I fell for it twice. That's how dumb I am. And me and my kids are suffering because of my stupidity. That's my confession. And I'm not even an usher. You ain't got to be an usher to confess. So, no, I'm not blaming it all on my ex. No, I'm not. But I'm still going to tell the story regardless. And I know that I was a bad mom. And I know I deserve the relationship that I had with my kids. I deserve it and I earned it because I was dumb and foolish, like the Bible talk about the foolish woman who just let beastly men just come all up in her home and just ruin it. I'm one of those women. I'm guilty twice. And all I can do is pray for my daughters because I was their example and a poor one at it. And I may not even be able to help them because they don't have respect for me. I didn't earn it. They love me and they don't talk back to me and sass talk me and all that. Thank the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But they don't respect me because I didn't give them room to respect me. I let them watch me in the name of marriage go from a wholesome wife to a hoe in the name of marriage right before their eyes. So, no, there's no respect for me. I can't give them good motherly advice. I can't. So, when they're dealing with men or in their relationships, all I can do is pray for them because I know they're not going to listen to me. I was not strong enough to have a voice to them. I embarrassed them. And if they could do better than me, trust me, they would. If they didn't need me right now, I understand. But I'm thankful that I have this opportunity to be in their life and to show them a better way, give them some boundaries, room to grow and develop, and apologize for being a weak woman that let men run over me. And all I can do is promise that I'm just going to stay divorced, stay solo, keep my legs closed, and earn it, earn their respect, be there for them. PhD or not, I put myself here. Yes, my husband's, you know, I didn't put myself here alone, yeah, but I'm here alone. I have to stand before Most High alone. I'm under judgment alone. They laying up with other women. I'm standing here under judgment alone, naked. I mean, I have clothes on, guys, but I'm just saying in the spiritual realm, you know, confessing my own sins, eating my own dirt. It's not easy recovering with your children and setting boundaries and letting them know that you love them, even though you messed up. And it hurts that I didn't provide a better example. But we all gonna get through it. I know what the Bible says. And I'm thankful that the Lord has saved my one daughter. Both my children are saved. But my one daughter has confessed it for herself. Fresh, a fresh anointing, let's put it that way. And it is hot. It's hot. And so I gotta be ready, be ready. And my other daughter, she's married and doing what she gotta do, you know what married women do. So she's always in prayer. Mother of eight. All right, guys, so click like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Keep up with me. Thank you all for your support. Bad mothers can be good mothers again. I have hope, and I'm not giving up on my kids and grandkids. I'm not giving up on them. Sometimes I may have to put them in timeout, draw some boundaries, things like that. And they gonna have some attitude because again, they're not used to me having being in this position. I was that doormat of a stay-at-home wife and mom. And now I'm the matriarch, the leader of the family. And they like, girl, bye. I'm like, excuse me? You know, it's a new position, a new role. And I got to earn the respect after being a doormat, after being a foolish woman who just got ran through and left behind with very little. And they took all the best and went and, and threw it away with other women. So it is what it is. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. No, that's not the point. But as a stay-at-home wife and mom that depended on everything and was raised to not bite the hand that feed you and all that kind of stuff, it was just no defense. I had no defense. I had no way to protect my children and I from men that's running out there with other women and even going down to the next generation and stealing our kids, lovers and stuff. I mean, how do you protect yourself from that type of beast? I don't have dads, I don't have brothers or uncles or no people like that in my life to protect me. So all I had was husbands to protect me. And if your husband is the one that's, ruining everything, then what do you do? I turn to God. God is the one consistent husband I'll always have. No matter what husband come and go on this earth, which I'm done now. I don't even desire none. I ask most high after those last few situations, Lord, just take it away. I don't mind being all old, ugly, black, and unwanted. Take it away. I don't want to be no more. Nobody's doormat no more. Nobody is gonna wipe their feet on me no more. Shit on me no more, and my kids. And then just run off with other women and try to take all the money and blame everything on me? Really? How? Just how? Make it make sense. But I'm able to explain to my kids why I did what I did. Whether it makes sense or not, it's not the point. In their own life, they're going to have to make some choices. And it may or may not make sense to other people. But as believers, we got to keep it going, got to keep moving because we didn't create and make ourselves. We here working for Most High and we're sitting here as helpers. And we're going to do our job and do it well. But we're going to do it with wisdom, with boundaries, respect, based on the word, and be ready for war. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. Talk to you again later. Bye.